Hello everybody, welcome back to Higurashi no Nakakoro ni Chapter 2, Watanagashi. Let's continue. Let's see, I feel like I've heard somebody talk about it before. About 10 years ago, there was a sudden proposal to build a dam here, which would have submerged Hinamizawa underwater. Oh, that story. I think I heard my dad talk about that. But I'm pretty sure that plan was cancelled, right? We made them cancel it. Everybody banded together. So that was a well-earned victory. That sounded pretty much like the story I had heard. The protest intensified to the point where it was featured in newspapers and magazines. As a result, the plan was suspended. The whole story with the dam apparently started before I was born. At first, the proposal was only for exploratory purposes, or a small dam to control erosion. But then the cat was out of the bag. If it were completed, it would have been the biggest dam in Japan. Not just Hinamizawa, but several villages upstream would have been submerged as well. The protests immediately began. Petitions to cancel or relocate the project were drafted and submitted to the Diet. They even went so far as to go to the Ministry of Construction in Tokyo and to hand over a direct appeal to the minister. The previous landowner sued the government, stating there was inconsistencies in the purchase agreement and the transaction should be nullified. Owners of yet unacquired land split their purchases, or the properties, increasing the number of landowners in order to stifle the project. I can't speak right now. It was all very precious when the land acquisition was still about money. Eventually, they started relying on eminent domain in order to seize land. It started at that point. The riot police began to get violent. Riot police? You mean the police? Why would they act violent? Because they're police. Not saying anything. They punched, they kicked. There was a time I was hit. Right around here, I think. My skin split open and a whole lot of blood spilled out. Saying that, Shion indicated her temple by poking at it. What happened to the police? Filing a complaint against the riot police for police brutality would seem kind of strange for some reason. Naturally, they wouldn't pay heed to something like that. You wouldn't be able to establish proof on who exactly hit you, and they could justify their actions by saying you were interfering with police duties. My nana went off like a firework. After that, it was amazing, like a full-scale war. We weren't just going to sit by and idly file complaints. We went on the offensive. First, in order to call attention to the government, they filed a temporary injunction in court. Then, in order to gain public support, they called in prominent scientists to state that Hinamizawa was a valuable nature preserve. They pressured the prefectural and municipal assemblies, saying that the prefectural governor ignored his constituents, god damn it, I can't speak right now, when he approved the project and demanded his resignation. They completely and thoroughly denounced him. Naturally, in Hinamizawa, a ferocious conflict worthy of being called the Dam War began. In order to suppress police brutality, they coordinated with the network channels and exposed the violence of the riot squad members to the public. On top of that, they put together a special expose themed around the government as repressing the citizens, and it aired nationally. It worked wonders. Following that, the SWAT teams had their hands cuffed. Day after day, the petitions and demonstrations continued. Propaganda was used to help garner support. The circle of support gradually expanded outwards from Hinamizawa. Either that bore fruit, or the government finally decided against it. It was announced that the dam project was indefinitely suspended just a few years ago. We did everything we could. The entire village banded together and fought. At that time, we were desperate, but now that it's over, it's actually become a pretty good memory. The villagers' feelings of solidarity and unity still haven't faded. Shion said that as she focused off into the distance. I felt that those eyes weren't filled with anguish, but rather a sense of pride. That kind of solidarity is pretty nice. You don't see it too often. Bridging the generation gap and unifying the region? I think so too. The dam project was a trial. I think that just the fact that we were able to overcome it is huge. The fear I was feeling until now just gradually began to fade. When people began to show up one after another while I was engaged with those thugs, I thought it was frightening. But now, I felt from the bottom of my heart that I had been rude. The villagers prepared to defend their homeland to the death. The sense of solidarity that fostered. It might seem impudent to say this, but I was a little jealous. If I had been in Hinamizawa when the protest against the dam was going on, I might have been able to share that sense of solidarity. Kei-chan, you weren't here at that time, so I don't think you can fully feel the solidarity of the village. But everybody shares it, thoroughly, even with somebody who just moved here like you, Kei-chan. She couldn't have been more right. So many people got together to help me out when I just moved here, even though they were strangers whose names I didn't even know. A hot feeling began to well up inside of me. When I lived in the city, I didn't even know my own neighbors. I thought that was natural. But here, that was an absurd and pathetic thing. Even though I thought of them as strangers, all the other villagers viewed me as a comrade. Happiness and warmth. I was acutely aware of those feelings as they gradually welled up inside of me. Sonozaki-san! The manager wants you to work the floor! A more senior waitress waved her hand and called out to Shion. It seemed like it was time for work. Okay, I'm coming! Sorry. Looks like I have to go to work now. It's fine. Thanks for hanging out with me. It was fun. Oh, are you going home? Yeah, my mom gets fussy if I'm not home by dinner time. It seemed that Shion wanted to say something, but she swallowed her words. Like we hadn't talked enough, that kind of feeling. Looking at that expression, I regretted saying something that had disappointed Mion like that. I was about to say that I could stay for a little bit longer when Shion got up from her seat. Here, if you use the coupon, it should cover the pancakes as well. Saying that, she showed me a coupon booklet as she tore out a few sheets and handed them to me. Convenient, isn't it? It's a perk I get on top of my salary. It's okay. I can pay for the pancakes myself. Hey, being so reserved doesn't fit you, Kei-chan. If I were my sister, you would have gladly let me pay for it. She said as she laughed, gently stopping me from opening my wallet. Being told so with such an encouraging smile really resounded me. Sonozaki-san, sorry, can you take the register? Yes, right away. Later, today was fun. Saying that. Oh, they didn't put an end quotation there. Saying that, Shion smiled one more time at me. Oh, Mion, thanks a lot for today. I owe you one. If you really think that, then return the favor. I'm looking forward to it. After I said it, I realized I mistakenly called her Mion. I didn't know if she realized it or not. She didn't realize it. I'm home! Hello? Oh, it's dark now. I was like, what's going on? Thought the game had crashed. Lazing around and watching television after dinner was part of my daily routine. It might seem like a waste at first glance, but you could say it was an important time when I was able to accrue knowledge of everything from politics to economics to various trivia. After dinner was valuable time well spent while the brain was at its most supplied with nutrients. You idiot, it's obvious the Tokyo Tower is taller! Ah! Today I tested my knowledge of trivia by watching my weekly quiz show. Sitting in front of the television, I was able to get a lot of the answers right. But if I were to actually get up on stage, I'd probably fail miserably. Hello? Hello? Keiichi, phone call from Sonozaki-san! Okay. Sonozaki? That's Mion! It was a little late for her to be calling. I had a bad feeling about this. I had a hunch it was something to do with club activities. She was probably going to inform me about what we were doing tomorrow. This was Mion we were talking about. She might even go so far as to say we're doing club activities right now, so hurry up and come over. By the way, it was 8 p.m. Hello? No way we're having a club battle right now. Huh? That's not it. I mean... It was Mion, but it was a very un-Mion-like way of talking. Huh? Could it be? Sorry, could it be that you're not Mion, but Shion? That's right. Good evening. I'm sorry for calling so late. For Mion, this would have been an ill-fittingly polite way of talking. But since it's Shion, it was natural. Even though they were both the same person. With a dry smile, I enjoyed that mysterious feeling. No, it's fine. What's up? Kei-chan, do you like sweets? Like cakes or desserts? There was no way I hated them. I'm an unabashed glutton. That's great. Actually, there's a new dessert contest this summer. Looks like they have a new dessert menu every season. So if they were hiring taste testers for potential desserts... The desserts at Angel Mort have a good reputation. It's pretty difficult to get accepted as a taste tester. I'll get right to the point. Ta-da! You say ta-da, but I can't see over the phone. Still, could it be? That's right. I have a taste testing ticket right here. If you don't mind sweets, how about it? When you say, how about it, you basically mean, with that ticket I can eat all the new desserts I want? They say to beware of honey pots, but this is sweeter than any pot of honey. All you can eat free desserts? No way. If you're okay with that, I'll register you as a taste tester. When you come to the restaurant tomorrow, just give the person in charge your name. Then everything will work out. When you say everything will work out, you mean all you can eat? For free? Yeah, it's free. There's quite a bit, so I recommend you come hungry. This was such a delectable opportunity, it was almost scary. This was really Shion, right? It wasn't Mion posing as Shion in order to bait me into a trap, was it? What am I saying? They're the same person. Yeah. I know exactly what you're thinking. Oh, I know exactly what you're thinking, Kei-chan. You're thinking this is too good to be true, right? I mean, I would never. I heard from my sister, but you really are somebody who can't tell a lie. I'm not averse to somebody like that. Shion laughed with a voice that sounded a lot like how Mion would laugh. It's not like I was intending on it, but it was just so happens that my shift... Oh. Who's talking right now? It's not like I was intending on it, but it just so happens that my shift ends early tomorrow. If it's not a bother, I thought maybe we could spend a little time together after I'm done. Huh, your shift ends early tomorrow? Yeah. So while you take your time eating dessert, I'll finish up. Well, I didn't have any plans anyway. I don't mind hanging out with you for a bit. It's not like we have to go anywhere. I was thinking we could cool off in the evening while we take a walk. There was no reason for me to refuse. Out of courtesy, I might as well take her up on her offer. By the way, Kei-chan, you and I have been meeting up every day, haven't we? Now that you say it, I guess we have. Since you said okay, we have an excuse to meet again tomorrow. Huh? What was Mion saying? Kei-chan, your voice just cracked. What's the matter? It wasn't a video phone, but she could tell I was beet red. Well then, you should definitely come tomorrow. I'll take my leave here. Good night. Good night. Shion, finished with what she called to say, ended the conversation without any chit-chat. When I returned to the living room after hanging up the phone, the TV was already off and my mom was sleeping in the rocking chair. Not feeling like turning the TV back on, I went back upstairs and returned to my room. I've only been receiving favors from Shion, haven't I? She brought me a bento and saved me when I got involved with those thugs. She was supposed to be a different person, so I could thank Mion at school. Come to think of it, she'd probably just say she'll pass it on to her sister. I have to thank Shion directly. Tomorrow I'll have to repay her somehow. Chapter in, there it is. I was like, where are the black bars? Show me the black bars. Higurashi no nakokoro ni. Is that the end of the chapter, or is that the end of the section? You have received a new tip! Details of the delinquent 3. Uh-oh. Oh god, no. Oh god. Gotta read that. Got mob mentality. That is a... I'm gonna cut the video right here. Just, not the video, but my face right there, so you guys can see the achievement picture, because that's just kind of creepy and terrifying. View new tips! Details of the delinquent 3. Let's see, is this gonna be a news report? Just why are you arresting us? Bullshit! Let go of me! Let go of me! Kuma-chan, you can let go of their arms now. Here, please, sit down. The 3 people rubbed their arms painfully. Kumatani-kun Kumatani-kun and the others have been squeezing them pretty tightly. Don't get me wrong, I haven't arrested you or anything. Kuma-chan, go get me something cold from the fridge, please. Would you like your barley with foam or without? Oh no, not the yawns! Return of the Yawns, part 500. They plunked down onto the reception sofa, and despite not yelling anymore, they still had dangerous expressions. What I'd give to be young again. I'll drink even if you don't, oh, that's him. I'll drink even if you don't, excuse me for helping myself. Beer is the best when you drink it on the job. As he downed the beer with glee, the three people exchanged glances, then finally reached out for their cans. They hadn't stopped being cautious, it was more like they didn't see a reason to refuse. They each opened their cans and began to drink the contents. And then they died. Where are you guys from? You're not from around here. They looked at each other again, suspicious of whether they should tell him. Are you all college students? Friends on a trip? You were probably traveling on bikes or something. Sounds like fun I wish I was having. You don't live close by, do you? Where did you come from? Osaka, perhaps? What's the matter to you? Now, there's no use trying to intimidate me. You would have all been in a lot of trouble if I'd left you there, right? They seemed to recall the thrilling event from earlier. While they could understand getting surrounded by students or a gang or something along those lines, they would never have been surrounded by locals, both young and old, both men and women before. It was easy to imagine how scared they must have been. If you were from here, the people of Inamizawa wouldn't have done anything to you, no matter what you had done wrong. They're all special. Not in a sense of parents not wanting to get involved in their children's fights. If one person gets bullied, the village will come out in full force. That's not just an idle threat, They couldn't argue against that. They themselves had been surrounded. They'd seen it with their own eyes. There was no doubt about it. Around these parts, if the people of Inamizawa give you a glare like that, you'll simply get demoned away and no one will hear from you again. You'll suddenly disappear without a trace. Do you all have families that would get the police to search for you if you went missing? If not, then that's bad. You'll vanish, and that'll be the end of it. Even then, we got there soon enough with nothing happened. If we'd been late, things could have taken a turn for the worse. If they'd been forced into an alleyway, these young men wouldn't be sitting on a couch right now. They might be lying on an autopsy table. Well, probably not. Anyway, perhaps they'd be a little more cooperative if we found them as corpses. How did you all get to Okinomiya? By train? By bike? Bike. That's not good. They're still parked there, aren't they? If you go waltzing in and take them back, they really might gang up on you. Hell set! We'll take them all! Calm down, calm down. Why are young people these days so quick with the shouting? You don't want any more trouble, right? Tell me the bike license plate numbers. I'll bring them here for you. Kuma-chan, please borrow the loading truck we use for traffic disasters. Got it! It's fine. We'll get them ourselves. Do you really want to get surrounded again? The police may not be fast enough to save you this time. It's fine, isn't it? If we're surrounded, they're gonna get knocked down. Hey, you three. You're drinking the barley with foam, right? Try turning your engines on. I'll arrest you on the spot for drunk driving. Yeah, well that's fucking dirty. Your tax dollars will be put to good use in bringing all your bikes back here. Quit complaining and tell me the goddamn license plate numbers, you pieces of shit. The three were hesitant to tell him the numbers. They were mumbling something along the lines of not remembering them since they'd just bought the bikes. Well, that's what I thought. Kuma-chan, go with the truck and bring the bikes back. Get the tough-looking red Yamaha, the one with the broken right tail light, and the white one that had been packing tape stuck to the seat. Oh, they had the packing tape. I was like, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's those ones. They belong to you, right? They didn't answer. Those must be the right ones. Oishi-san, the truck is here, so I'll get going. Yes, yes, please do. Wait, Kuma-chan, hold on. One more thing. What's up? Look up the numbers. You don't want to bring the wrong ones back. The three people's faces changed color. They made themselves very easy to understand. Let's take it easy here until your bikes get back. There's more beer, you know. We have some snacks, too. Want to watch TV? There's probably nothing on, though. Nah, thanks. We is leaving. Don't want to hang around here forever. Suddenly there were 5 or 6 huge officers surrounding them. Their clearly overpowering stares nailed them to the sofa. What? What do we do? Going on a trip by stealing motorcycles, huh? Students these days have too much time on their hands. Ow, Oishi-san! Ow, Oishi-san! You so smooth! Gonna save the game. Save that. There we go. And then, let's continue. Oh, I got a crick in my back. It's not helping. I knew we wouldn't be doing any club activities after school today before Mion even said anything. I'd been invited over by Shion for an all-you-can-eat dessert. I made a point of leaving half my lunch uneaten. My expectations would only be rivaled by my hunger. It's so hard to get out of the Oishi voice.
Keiichi-kun, you seem kind of happy today. Did something good happen? Did it?
That was odd. I guess it was obvious. Rena had questioned me with a happy look. That's right. Why don't I invite Rena for dessert as well? No, if I recall correctly, Shion said something about having a ticket. At worst, the restaurant might be admission by ticket only today. If that was the case, then having Rena be turned away at the door would result in the worst feeling ever. Yeah, I got a little lucky. I'll tell you about it tomorrow. Rena, you'll definitely be jealous.
Whoa! What is it? What is it? I'm jealous! I'm jealous! This lucky thing, is it cute? Is it?
Cute? I wonder what Rena would think of the uniforms at Angel Mort. They'd definitely be a critical hit. Probably. It's probably pretty cute.
What? I'm jelly!
Whoa.
What is it? What is it?
Huh? What kind of fortune are you blessed with? Huh? Could it be... Huh? What kind of fortune are you blessed with? Huh? Could it be... Huh? You participated in a draw at Angel Mort about 2 months ago. Huh? If you get that reference, I love you guys. And won? Hey now, I hadn't even transferred here 2 months ago. Oh, that's right. Then it's not the Angel Dessert Festa then.
Mi-chan, what's the Angel's Dessert Festa exactly?
You know there's that family restaurant called Angel Mort right by the Okinomiya station? Every season they hold an event to promote their new dessert menu. That's today. Oh, it's no use going. The restaurant is reserved for people who won the draw. Mion explained once again what Shion explained to me last night.
Rena will have to stop by the restaurant sometime. I'll do my best to draw a winning ticket and aim to enter the next all-you-can-eat event.
Knock yourself out. By the way, this is just something I heard, but there's a rumor that tickets are being sold on the black market for a pretty penny. Hearing that story, I felt even more appreciative of the ticket that Shion had procured for me. English! I just thought I was lucky to be able to eat dessert for free, but it turned out that the ticket was much more valuable. The number of things I had to thank Shion for increased again. Thanks. I didn't know it was worth so much. I whispered in a voice only Mion could hear. That was how I conveyed my feelings. Mion looked at me for a moment before she tilted her head to the side and smiled confusedly. What? Did you say something? It would be a problem if you said something to me right now. That smile seemed to be telling me as much. I guess Mion wouldn't be accepting any gratitude while she was Mion. I'll go to the restaurant. Today I'll thank Mion while she's Shion. Well then, this old man will take his leave here. The work today is going to be a little rough. Later. Mion waved her hand energetically as she left.
Hey, Keiichi-kun. Mi-chan has been kind of weird lately. Like she's elated or something.
Huh? What? You think so? Rena was pretty sharp when it came to these types of things. To me, Mion seemed the same as always, but Rena apparently felt something different.
You don't know, Keiichi-kun? I totally thought you knew.
Rena's skirt fluttered as she spun around with a coy smile. Know what exactly? I was obviously weaseling my way out of the question, but I wasn't lying. Honestly, I didn't really know what was going on. Why did Shion, a persona of the Mion that she'd created, appear before me? Something was blatantly up, but Rena paid it no heed.
Oh, really? I wonder what it is then. When Mi-chan is in a good mood, so is Rena.
Saying... God, I almost started reading the next sentence. Saying that, she spread her arms wide and spun around happily. I didn't know why, but Rena was in a really good mood. It was so infectious that I had to smile too. Even the chirping of the cicadas seemed joyful.
But you see...
Rena abruptly stopped spinning. Her expression returned to a more somber one.
You see, Mi-chan, lately, she's been in a lot of pain.
What do you mean? Pain? The pain that Rena was talking about probably wasn't physical.
At first she tried to pretend like it wasn't a big deal, but like a wound, it began to fester and grow. Eventually she was no longer able to bear the pain, and woke up in the middle of the night. And then she phoned Rena. Mi-chan was crying.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? Huh? What is Rena talking about? What?
Hey, don't play dumb like that. Just now you said...
I don't know. Rena doesn't know anything.
Rena spun as she laughed innocently. Eventually she appeared to get sick, stumbling as she steadied herself with her hand against the wall.
The room is spinning.
That was dumb. That's what you get for getting carried away and spinning like that.
Sorry. I think I feel sick.
I'll lend the ditz a shoulder to lean on. To be stumbling around like a newborn fowl at this age is actually quite a feat. Rena, in a good mood, only babbled incoherently after that. I laughed as I responded to and chided her. However, the chance to revisit that heavy topic Rena had brought up before never arrived. As soon as I got home, I tossed aside my school bag and changed in a hurry. The effects of only having a light lunch were starting to show, as my stomach began to let out fickle growls. Alright, let's go to Angel Mort. It's time to face the land of endless dessert. Preparations for battle are complete. Tally-ho! Tally-ho, good sir, let's go get us some dessert, yes. Angel Mort had a decidedly different feel to it compared to yesterday. Dessert festa today, admittance by reservation only. Nonetheless, the front of the store was being swarmed by over a dozen young men. Judging by how they were looking upwards in jealousy instead of entering the store, they weren't invitees. Why would they gather here if they knew they couldn't get in? I found out the answer when I passed through the crowd and began to climb the steps to enter the restaurant.
Are you a participant? Do you have a ticket?
Yeah, well, I was lucky. As soon as I said that, I was immediately mobbed. It was like being in the middle of a football scrum on a crowded train. What's going on? The reason was this. It wasn't just one ticket per person. One ticket could let up to 4 people inside. Oh, so it's like that, huh? Seems like I should have invited Rena and the others. Thanks for the tip. But I'll pretend I didn't hear that. With an uplifting smile, I turned and ignored them. When I did, their arms all reached out at once, like the souls of the damned seeking succor. That ticket can admit up to 4 people! Please bring us in with you! What selfish people! This was the only reason they were crowded in front of the restaurant. Dozens of wretched arms reached out for me like teeth on a giant rake and grasped at the air. I was already climbing the steps to the entrance.
What a heartless dick! Grab him!
This isn't something to joke about. I flew up the rest of the stairs and threw myself inside the restaurant. It was like I had entered a different world. The miserable throng of the damned hurled curses at me from the other side of the glass door. But inside of this completely soundproofed and air-conditioned restaurant, with the angelic smile of a waitress to welcome me, they were nothing more than a refreshing piece of the scenery. I knew that I shouldn't laugh, but I began to let out a sinister cackle. You're such a dick.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Angel Mort. Due to today's dessert festa, the restaurant is reserved for customers who won the draw. Could I ask for your name and ticket?
I don't have a ticket, but I should be on the guest list. Maibara.
Maibara. There it is. I'm sorry, but may I please have your full name?
Keiichi. Keiichi Maibara.
My apologies for the inconvenience. You're here by special invitation, right? I'll show you to your seat. Please, this way.
The mood inside the room was incredibly heated. The booths were packed to the brim. Men in their prime were stuffing their faces with dainty desserts that didn't suit them at all. It was a rather unnerving spectacle. Soon after I was shown to my seat, Shion arrived.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Angel Mort.
Hey Shion, thanks so much for today. I really appreciate it.
You were a bit late, so I was getting worried. I'm really happy you came, though.
It may have been because the other customers were around that her tone was less casual, but she still capped off that welcome with her usual brilliant smile.
As you can see, there's a lot of customers here today, so I'm not sure I'll be able to take a break. Please, take your time and relax until I'm finished. When I'm done, let's go play somewhere, okay?
I'd be down for that. Whispering just that last part into my ear, Shion winked and returned to the kitchen. Maybe it was because the mood in the restaurant was so heated, but Shion seemed a bit bolder. Even a small change in her mannerisms was enough to set my heart aflutter.
Oh, Keiichi, you've fallen for her. You've fallen for Shion.
Sorry to keep you waiting. While I was overwhelmed by the atmosphere inside the restaurant, orders from the new summer menu were carried out one after another. Every single one was extravagantly huge. I get it, you can eat all these amazing things for free? No wonder a ticket was worth its weight in gold. On top of that, all of it was plenty delicious. From dishes with general appeal to insane ones aimed at specific audiences, there were absolutely no gaps in their repertoire. No matter how you look at it, my little sister can't be this cute. I don't think one person can eat this much. Well, let's just leave it at that for now. It didn't feel relaxing in here at all, probably because of the fervor inside the restaurant was clearly abnormal. All the other booth seats were crammed with groups of 4. Sleazy men were gorging like pigs on cutely decorated desserts, and it wouldn't have been a surprise if they started licking the plates. It was more than a little unsettling. It piqued my interest, so I started listening in on their conversation, and what things I heard.
Angel Mort so moist.
Me?
I bought my tickets for 70,000 on redacted on auctions. I told work that I was attending a relative's funeral. The uniforms here are the greatest.
Got a little Jim Carrey there.
I wonder if the waitress would wipe it for me if I spilled some water on my pants, right? Meow. Meow meow.
I heard they're planning on selling Angel Mort figures. We'll have to pay heed at the next Wonder Festival.
They sell used Angel Mort uniforms on the 4th floor of Redacted in Akiba, but they cost 280,000.
'Tis an absurd price. Annual cost 80,000 when Brobar closed down for the going rate of theirs was 12,000. That's the price for used ones. Knockoffs are less than half of that.
A knockoff from Redacted is fine. I wonder what they'll start selling them. Then I'll put on my life-size figure that I buy off of
Redacted
for several 100,000. If I can wake up every day to an angel from Angel, that'll be really getting my gears going.
The words spilling out of their very grotesque mouths were pretty much all incomprehensible jargon. But they still keenly conveyed the that hidden behind them was an invisible aura of abnormality.
Sorry to keep you waiting. The next dessert is Tropical Cinnamon Love Affair.
Damn.
Is something the matter?
No. It's just... It's kind of different inside the restaurant today.
Our restaurant is pretty famous in their circles.
Well, we were aiming for that, so it's all well and good. But during festas, there's something more of a more hardcore crowd, so it can be a handful. The waitress informed me quietly with a wry smile. The customers seemed rather riled up, almost like a pack of hyenas. Seems a lot of the customers today came from unreasonably far away. Those types of people were fairly prone to losing their self-control, so it's a little scary. If you don't keep your guard up, something bad could happen. Oh, that was her. What did she mean by keep your guard up? At that moment, a large crash that was deafening in my ears resounded through the room. I turned around, startled to see that a waitress had fallen down and spilled the order she was carrying right onto a customer. Wait, isn't that Shion?
I'm so sorry. Your food is,
Oh, what have you done? The jeans that I bought at a certain specialty shop for a whole 1,800 yen are all sticky with frosting.
What the hell is that? For somebody who just met with disaster, he seems awfully happy.
How tragic. It seems that little Miss Waitress here will have to wipey it up from the bottom of her heart.
The conversation suddenly veered off in an odd direction. Hey, what did he say? Wipey? Did he want Shion to wipe him down? Right over that obviously aberrant tent he had pitched over his crotch?
But that is...
Wipey.
Anybody outside my door is gonna be like, what the fuck is he doing in there? The wipey chant quickly spread throughout the room. Oh god, they're all in on it. Totally cornered, Shion went pale. She looked over to a more experienced waitress for help, but was only met with a head shaking out of pity.
Sonozaki-san was tripped. Customers who do that purposely to get their clothes dirty have been on the rise lately.
Oh, so you're saying she was tripped? Then what happened just now? Wasn't it accident? It was on purpose?
The regular girls are careful about it, so they definitely won't end up like that. But Sonozaki-san is only a seasonal hire, so she had her guard down. The customers today could easily pick up on that, so she's been targeted since this morning.
What's the manager doing? He should just kick those thugs out!
We're in the service industry, so there's not much we can do about it.
She laughed as she said that in a resigned tone. Shion trembled uncontrollably with a dishcloth in her hand as she turned bright red. The man who had been doused in frosting splayed out on the bench, putting the cream-covered tent over his crotch on full display. Still mentally unprepared, her trembling hand inched forward, goaded on by onlookers.
Come. It is the time for wipey.
God damn this guy. From my male point of view, it might have been a ridiculous spectacle I could just smile wryly at, but from a woman's point of view, this was obviously pure humiliation. When I was trapped by those thugs and had been paralyzed with fear, Shion fearlessly stood up to them and saved me. Still, as humiliating as it was, Shion was partly to blame for this, and No, she's not! No, she's not! And it wasn't as though her life was at stake, right? Even these guys, they were just going to jeer at her in a bit of a lewd situation. It's not like they were going to eat Shion alive or anything. It'd be alright if I just consoled her afterwards. Even I was scared.
But Kei-chan was in trouble, so I had to be brave and do my best.
When I, as a man, was being assailed by 3 thugs while paralyzed with fear, Shion saved me without a second thought. What about now? These sleazy, filthy degenerates were trying to pin the blame on Shion. This time our roles were reversed. Hey, Keiichi Maibara, if you don't save her now, when will you be able to repay the debt you owe her? You're scared, Keiichi Maibara. At that time, Mion didn't even show a hint of hesitation. Then what about now? I'm not hesitating. Then what? If you're not hesitating, then why aren't you helping her?
Now, resign yourself to the fate.
Shut up, you greasy fat ass! Get out of here before I get angry! I grasped Shion's shoulder firmly and pulled her behind me. Kei-chan?
It seems you don't understand. Yonder waitress was the one who wet mine pants. This is her punishment.
The one who needs punishing is you! Enough with those with the empty words. If you're a man, talk with your fists! Thud smash! My body was lifted into the air like nothing, and I was thrown right back into my own seat. This guy is strong! No matter how you look at it, it's athletic and... No matter how you look at it, athletic and this lardo aren't even the same area code.
Many otaku are unexpectedly well versed in some obscure martial art. Don't be misunderestimating us.
The man smirked, showing off his gum line. Kei-chan, are you okay? Damn it, how lame must I look now? You were tripped, weren't you, Mia? Weren't you, Shion? See, even I'm messing it up. They're the ones in the wrong here, so don't let them take advantage of you.
That may be, but it was still my fault.
It was not! Customer is not always right.
Whoa, one more time? Let's do it!
Snap, thud, crash! Don't you go thinking this is enough to make me give up. One more time! Whack, snap, thunk!
You're all talk.
I'm not done yet! Rise my will to fight! Not just running, I planted every one of my steps firmly as I closed the distance to the lard ball. Lard ball? Each time I ripped my foot off the floor, I could feel my burning spirit flare up from the point of impact. Everything slowed down like I was walking underwater. As I stepped forward in that vicious flow of time, I calmly measured the gap between us. With our difference in height, reach was my ultimate advantage. There was an ever so tiny difference between us that where only my punch would be able to reach. I unleashed my iron fist of righteous anger, but it flew towards his face slowly, like I was punching underwater. Reacting to that with a smirk on his face, the fatso— ah crap, I missed it. I hadn't realized it until now, but in this mired time, I was able to observe his baffling counterattack with almost painful clarity. His arm slowly swung around in a large windmill motion, wrapped around my whiffled punch, and descended in an arc. That arm swung down like the arms of a clock, and came into contact with my head, twisting my upper body around. Dragging my head along, he followed through with another rotation. This time he rotated his entire body like a top, followed by another rotation. Combining defense and offense, it was a brilliant counter. That's right, 3 times. I was thrown after 3 rotations, I think. In this vicious region of time, I was unable to struggle, and I could only wait dumbstruck until the moment I was thrown. The moment I was that sluggish temporal anomaly abruptly ended. You okay, Kei-chan? Kei-chan? You're a little shaky. It's still shaking. Very slowly now. I don't know if I should click on something. Do it. Ah, crash!